Hello and welcome back to another video. Today, if you're like me, you might have done all of your career mode saves that you already planned to do before FIFA 22 came out. You've done your Fallen Giants, you've done your Road to Glory, your Youth Academy only saves got a bit boring because you've got the best team in the world, so you're looking for some new ideas. In this video, I'll be explaining how I come up with new ideas and hopefully help you have more fun on your FIFA 22 career modes. We're going to get started straight away with my first tip, and it's something quite a lot of people actually already do. This is recreating an existing manager's career, trying to use their tactics, and just trying to basically be them. For my example now, I'm going to use Mourinho because he actually had one of the most interesting career modes out of anyone ever. So he's been through a lot of very interesting clubs. You know, he started off at Benfica for a season before moving to Porto, Chelsea, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur, all these massive teams. So you'll need to find a manager that you really like their career. So maybe you're really into someone like Brian Clough, who started off, Derby, Forest, Leeds, big clubs in England, but never really went abroad. Or maybe you're someone who likes moving around all over the place. So you'd be more interested in someone like Pep Guardiola, who's only managed big teams in big countries, Man City, Bayern Munich. Just try and replicate who they are and what they do. For example, in a Mourinho career mode, you might have already won the Champions League with Porto in your second season like he did, and then you move over to Chelsea. So with Chelsea, he played 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder, a box-to-box midfielder, and a centre midfielder who liked to get forwards. Of course, that was Frank Lampard. He had wingers on attack with a target man in the middle. With his defence all on stay back, he played narrow with a high press. Wingers would swap sides, so you could have something like Frank Lampard being replaced by Kai Havertz, Mason Mount being the box-to-box, fast wingers in Werner and Pulisic with Kante as the fast defensive midfielder, and maybe someone up front big and strong like Lukaku. Instantly, I've replicated Mourinho's tactics from 2004, so I'm going to be having a fun career mode trying to beat what he did with Chelsea in that era. Of course, he then changed his tactics a little bit when he went to Real Madrid, moving away from a 4-3-3 to more of a 4-2-3-1. So again, I can totally change my tactics when I then move club. I really do think this is a fun way to play FIFA, and not everyone does this. A lot of people try and implement their own ideas, which is fine, but you will get stuck up in the fact that you're probably not going to be adapting as much as a real manager does. Just doing this gives you a good chance to use different tactics, different clubs, and different styles of football. The second tip is actually something that I made myself to try and generate new save ideas. So if you look on the screen right now, you can see my website, geografifa.com/save generator. You can just go to geografifa.com and it's all linked there. So basically how this works is you click generate a new idea and you'll get a full new idea. So, for example, if we want to start off with Sevilla using only teenagers, it's going to be very difficult to play in La Liga with just teenagers, but we're going to be doing a Youth Squad Legends. If you don't know what that is, just click on what the career style is. Let's try and find Youth Squad Legends. So you release all your real players before you play your first game, pick up as many regions as you can, and start scouting more Youth Squad players. Very, very tough, especially if you're in La Liga, you will probably get sacked. Generate some more, and we've got Hansa Rostock in Germany using only right foot players, and you're going to eventually try and win something with Hansa and Germany at the same time. Let's try and find some more Schalke with only brown hair players from their youth academy playing a 4-2-4, very attacking. You'll get lots and lots of ideas here. Derby County only regens in a Super League playing 4-2-3-1 wide. Again, this is a super interesting save, signing only regens with Derby in a Super League. It'd be very tough, it's got a good challenge, and it's got a good end goal where you try and win the top division of your Super League. Let's keep generating some more so you can see that almost every league in the whole game is covered. Cheltenham Town, only former players, very, very tough because it's only South American players. That one might not actually be possible. Let's have another couple of looks, see if there's anything else interesting we can generate. Cannes in France, brown-haired players, free transfers only, 4-3-3. Anything else? Shanghai, only regions, Youth Squad Legends. So there's so many different kinds of save styles you can do. Even if you don't want to do the one that gets generated and you already have a club in mind, just check out my list of different ways to play the game and you'll be able to think of a good combination of different ways to enjoy your save. So this is a good tip on how to generate some new ideas if you are totally out of ideas for your FIFA save. Third and final tip for me in this video is going to be to try and recreate a period of time in a club's history. For example, in the early 50s, Blackpool were actually one of the best teams in England. They had Stanley Matthews, who was about 40 years old at the time, but still would have been World Player of the Year if something such as that did exist at the time. He's a massive name in England, and he actually bossed the FA Cup final so much that in 1953, it's actually known as the Matthews Final. That's how good he is. He assisted a hat-trick in that game, and it was absolutely the high point of Blackpool's existence as a football club. However, they were playing a football formation that isn't really used anymore, called the WM formation. If you don't know what this is, it's a historical formation where you use 3 defenders, 2 defensive midfielders. Then you use 3 strikers, usually striker, left wing and right wing, and 2 attacking midfielders. It's called the WM because of the way that it's shaped. So you've got a W at the top or the bottom, and the M is at the other opposite direction. So the idea you could come up with from doing something like this would be to try and recreate the WM formation on FIFA 22, see if it still works, which I think it probably will, because that is how teams are going these days anyway. Try and recreate it, see if you can do better. This could apply to any team. Maybe you want to try and beat something like Nottingham Forest's 2 European Cups. Maybe you want to do something like winning the World Cup with England using the formation England used at the time. Maybe, you can try and do the same thing for someone like USSR, who did actually have some pretty good success in the 1960s by winning the Euros, 4th at the 1966 World Cup, never since then. So try and see what tactics they did, try and copy them, and try and see if you can bring them into the future from when they were successful back a long time ago. The most fun one of these probably to do would be trying to play how the Netherlands did in the 70s. That style of football isn't actually that common anymore. Total football where you've got wingbacks who can play at striker and strikers would be good at defence and midfielders could play anywhere. You just don't get that anymore. So signing a fully well-balanced team would be a super interesting save to try and see if you can do something like that on FIFA 22. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please do let me know in the comments if you do one of these saves. If you've got any tips on how you do saves, then please do let me know as well. If you can think of a way to come up with loads and loads of new ideas, then I'm sure it would help quite a lot of people, because I do know, especially myself, it is hard to come up with new saves after a while. Like I said right at the start of the video, I think everyone has probably used up all their ideas they came up with while FIFA 21 was still out and they wanted to do on FIFA 22. So maybe beyond like Newcastle and stuff like that people are probably still completing, I think almost everyone is in need of some new save ideas. So if you've got any at all, drop them in the comments below and check them out if you are looking for new ideas by having a read through them now. Thank you all for watching this video. If you liked any of my tips, or you like the website or anything in this video, please do let me know by either joining on Discord, letting me know, giving the video a like, subscribing, or following me on Twitter. Anything like that is very much appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Thank you and goodbye.